we have to put our mindset on the person, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And really dig and say what is important to them. And I guess my question is, how do we then find out what's important to an individual that we're dealing with when they are responding to us with the surface level?
They're responding to you on the surface level because we're asking surface level questions.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Help
It,
me. Help
it,
me.
it begins here. And here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of your clients and your customers, uh, what is the favorite thing that people like to talk about? Themselves.
Themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely. They like to talk about themselves, their jobs, their family, their kids, their grandkids, all their
Okay.
hobbies, all the above. 9 times out of 10, your customer or your client is going to give you all the ammunition you need by just talking about themselves to
Mm.
help you formulate questions. So it's really, is the training that you have in sales, for instance, is it based in like conversational awareness,
Mm.
emotional intelligence skills, psychology based methodologies and stuff that surround the conversation? Like, there's all kinds of different things that you can have in your toolkit so that you can better serve your customer. The biggest one at the end of the day is being
Mm.
able to listen to what's being said.
Mm.
And when you hear something, right? For instance, if I hear one of my clients that's coming in as a lifestyle coach client, if they come in as a client under that and they want to lose weight, for instance, I want to know as much about them as possible, right? So, what is your schedule like? You know, are you telling me you don't have enough time in the day to get things done? What does your schedule really look like? What are you doing
Mm.
day to day? Typically people say I eat fairly healthy. Really? Well, tell me what that looks like for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just basically, give me like what I basically want to hear. Salad, I eat a chicken, broccoli, rice, all the things, right? Okay. Do you mind if we dive into that a little further?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Let's go down a trip down memory lane for just a moment. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Have you had lunch today? Sure. What'd you have for lunch? And they'll tell me. Great.
Mm.
Go back a little bit further. What'd you have for breakfast today? And they'll tell me. I was like, okay, last question. We're just going to go back a little bit further. What was for dinner last night? And then all of a sudden, somewhere along the way, I don't want to tell you that one. That wasn't such a good choice, And it becomes, a sparring match, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm asking those disruptive questions, and I'm getting
Mm.
to face the fact that their choices are not what they are saying they are,
Mm.
that value bridge is growing, right?
Mm.
It's not so much I have a headache and I need an aspirin. It's I have a migraine and I need to shut everything down and reassess.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what does that do for you? If you're in a position of sales, that actually draws your customer closer to you as a solution to their problem.
Mm.
Right. Because you're saying things that are different. I mean, let's be honest. Most
Mm.
personal trainers, coaches, etc., are going to sit here and talk about their program, talk about meal plans, talk about workouts. Like, if I say that to you, every coach down the street is saying the exact same thing.
Mm.
It doesn't serve you any better. Now,
Right.
imagine if you're selling a coaching program that, say, is a high ticket program because you are putting so much more into working with this person one on one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going to set you apart from Coach Joe down the street that is, selling his program for $49 and you're over here selling it for $4.99?
Mm-hmm.
It's all a matter of getting to the root, getting to the heart, listening,
Mm.
and separating yourself and drawing your customer closer to you so you can serve them better. Because if you don't know these
Mm.
things, you can't serve them.
Mm. Gotcha. So this value bridge that you're building is really actually helping you to know the individual better. And because you know the individual better, that is one of the things that connects that individual to you. Is that kind of what I'm hearing you say?
It
Okay.
all kind of
Gotcha.
falls in, a lot of folks say, sales is about rapport building, it's about building trust, it's about all
Uh-huh.
these things. All of that is intertwined into listening to your client, your customer,
Mm,
asking those, thought-provoking or even probing questions to really get to the heart of the matter,
mm,
where the real issue resides,
mm,
and then
mm,
let's acknowledge that issue. Let's see it as a real thing, because what you thought was this problem is literally now this problem. Are you
mm.
feel confident that you can get yourself through that now that you see it all?
Right.
The answer is invariably going to be, I don't want to deal with all that. I'm
Mm,
going to need you to help me deal with that.
mm. Got you. It makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That actually it makes me think about a lot of times when, and I'm sure other people that are listening have had these experiences, especially if shared your faith at all with individuals, especially people who've left the church, right? Maybe they say they haven't left Christianity per se. Maybe they just left that specific church they're a part of, or things like that. And a lot of times you find they have issues with the church, but when you start to ask and talk to them and kind of find out the root, you really find that the issue is not with God, and the issue is not even necessarily with the church per se or the Bible, right? A lot of times it's like, okay, it's a unresolved issue with a specific person or a family member or the way God was presented to them, or like you really get to the depth of, okay, this is the real issue, right? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times what we're doing in our businesses, we have products, we have services that truly can impact people, that truly can help people and change lives, but we're not actually first finding out what the real issue is in order to attach the service and the product we have to the real issue. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And since we aren't doing that, it's causing this distrust between, right? Because we're still saying the same thing, like you say, that Joe Blow down the street is saying, right? And I don't want, Joe Blow or Kevin or Sammy or the various, doesn't matter, right? Because Joe ain't the only person saying the same thing, right? You got all
Right.
these people saying the same thing. And we need to differentiate ourselves, like you're saying. And this value bridge, can you kind of break that down, right? Why do you call it a value bridge? Because that's the first time I've heard that term used before.
So when you come to me, there's a reason for that, right?
Okay.
Whether it's you're seeking like weight loss or lifestyle coaching, or you're seeking to increase your sales skills, right?
Uh-huh.
So when you come to me, you're in your current state. Okay. This current state is where your obstacle resides. This is
All
where
right.
your pain lives.
Mm-hmm.
You have this in your head, this vision of this future state of you that doesn't have that anymore.
Mm.
They're both islands. I have to get you from here to there.
I like it. Mm. Okay.
And that could be a short trip, which doesn't have a whole lot of value to it, because I can swim that. But if it's this long bridge and I got to swim this long, chasm of
Mm.
water to get to that other place where I want to be, I'm going to
Got
need
you.
some help.
Okay. Okay. So I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay. So I need to be helping people first and foremost recognize where they're at.
Hmm.
I need to be helping them recognize the place they want to be, right? So first of all, show that there are two completely different islands, and you're not on both of them at the same time. First of
Right.
all, and then I have to start building this value bridge, and this value bridge, this is what I'm hearing, is me building the value that I'm able to provide that's going to get them from one island to the next.
Yep. Well, it's two pronged.
Okay, got correct me.
Okay. So one, you're right about one. The other
Okay.
one is getting them to understand that their problem isn't just this. Their problem involves these things,
Several.
because we're really getting
Okay.
to the root of the matter. So
Got you.
the problem isn't weight loss. The problem is weight loss plus I don't know how to set boundaries for myself. I sacrifice anything that I do for
Mm,
me to take sure I take care of others, which is noble, but I need to
mm,
take care of me. You know,
got
the
you.
obstacle is I don't know when to tell my boss no from working overtime every single day of the week, that I'm not available on certain days because I have to take care of me. Like, these are just some
Mm,
examples
right, right, right.
of where the impact can be made, because the obstacles
Got
are
you.
bigger than just the weight loss. We're not successful with weight loss because all these other things are happening.
Mm,
So
got you. Man, that's good. Look, hey, somebody's listening right now, whoever's listening to this podcast, you need to get better at sales. Okay. If you're not connecting with the sales meta, because what you're already providing right now is like fire and very valuable and very thought provoking. Thanks for watching the Line and Lambo podcast. We hope this clip has been a huge blessing to you. And we want to remind you that we drop new videos, new podcast episodes every Sunday at 9 o'clock. You can find the full episode by clicking the card up at the top right of this video. If you prefer an audio only experience, then we want to let you know that we're streaming through every major podcast streaming platform. For the full list, you can go to www.lionandthelambo.com. Until next time, go impact the world.